Hi, Stats. This is on page 119, 120. So let's take a look. Problem number one, we have all of this data that's given. We have 5 scores, 4 scores, 3, or the score of 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1, and there's the number of people who have done each. So how many people total had done this? So you have number of students, so you just add the 6, 10, 12, 8, and 3 together. That gives you 39. This is problem number one. And then I add the Lincoln High School together, 4, 14, 11, 5, and 3, and that gives me 37. So we add these together. We have 76 people had taken this particular test. Number two, if we want to calculate the median at both schools, this is definitely one we want to jump on Desmos with. And so we're going to plug all of the data in. So let me get Desmos. I didn't mean for that to open. So on Desmos, our best friend in the world, we're going to plug our data in just like we normally would. So I'm going to go L equals square bracket. And so I have a 6, 5. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I have 4 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have 10 of those. I have 10 fours. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I have 12 threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I have 8 twos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to follow it up with the other data. So in Lincoln High School, there's 4 of the 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 14 fours, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then I have threes, I have 11 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And score 2, there's 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. Square bracket. So it looks like we got 76 items, which is what we said. So the median at both schools, so what I can do is I can just type in median, parentheses, L. So our median is going to be 3, so that's answer number 2. Calculate the mean score in both schools. All right, so what I'm going to do up here, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go and I'm going to get rid of some of these scores. So we have 3 ones that I need to get to. 1, 1, 1. All right, so I do that. And what I'm going to do is I'd see if I can copy this. So copy, delete, delete. Let's see why it is. L equals that. I have one extra. All right, so let me go down here. We're going to call this guy down here M equals square bracket, Control V. Let's see, why is this one not showing up? Well, maybe we just have to do a copy and paste of these results. So I'm just copying this data so I can duplicate it. There's some reason there's Desmos isn't real happy with us. Call it N. Okay, maybe let's get rid of that. Call L down here. Square bracket B. All right. Okay, so that appears to be right. And so we want to find the mean. So if I find the mean of M, if I find the mean of L, so Washington has a score of 3.205, that's the mean, and Lincoln has an average of 3.30. And then which had the higher mean? Well, it appears Lincoln does. Are the AP schools normal, ordinal, or scale? They're ordinal. Remember, your score doesn't tell you necessarily how you did on it. It just tells you that you got a 3 and someone else might have gotten a 2. Explain why it is not appropriate to use mean to describe the AP scores at each school. Ordinal data is more precise and it has no units to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 does not have a unit to it. Is the range an effective way to compare the consistency between these two schools? No, the range on this one is 4 because there are 5 scores possible. So the range is not a good way. You would want to probably use the mode. Okay, we're on page 126 now. It says a runner keeps track, or not 126, excuse me, page 120, I'm sorry. It says a runner wants to keep track of her performance throughout the track season in a given race. So there's race 1, 2, 3, 4, and what this person had finished in each. So what is the average position of each race? So we can just kind of get rid of this stuff because we don't need it any longer. So if we went L equals and square bracket, if she said a 3, 2, I'm just looking for the place, a 5th, and a 2nd. And then if I wanted to figure out the average position, remember average position is going to be mean. So that's mean of L. So they have an average winning position of 3rd place. Find the average time it takes to complete the race. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and just do another bracket. So I have square bracket, let's see, 36.5, 37.1, 37.5, and 26.2. Those are in seconds. So we have 4 elements. So find the average time. So I'm going to find the mean of M. So the mean of M, the average time it takes a person to finish this particular race is 34.325 seconds. Which measure is invalid? And explain. The average position of the finish of a race is invalid because the data is ordinal. So the position you finish doesn't have anything to do with it. Okay, and then it looks down below. We have a Likert scale. So explain why the data is ordinal. So the 5 outcomes place the response in sequence. Okay, so that's really our reason. Number 12, assume that the clever statistician converts all these categories into scores. Try and find the average V score. So gets 5, gets 4, neutral, 3, 2, 1. Under this scenario, what would the average response be? Okay, so if I come down here, and let's just plug our data in, let's create another category. We'll call it N equals square bracket. So we have, okay, so if strongly agree is a 5, that means I'm going to put 5 or 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then agree, that's a score of 4, so I'm going to do 4 of them, or do 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then neutral is a 3, so I have 2 of those. Disagree is going to be a 2, so I have 3 of those. And strongly disagree is a 1. So you have 18 elements. So if we wanted to find the mean of n, so it looks like 3.556 would be the average score. Is this reasonable method for finding the mean? No. Okay, you don't convert ordinal data into the number. That does not make the measure more precise. Okay, so that's kind of the big gig there. So just kind of keep aware of that. All right, we are going to be on 1-12. So I'm going to flip back in the pages. Let's see, where's 1-12? You guys probably found it already, didn't you? Looks like we'll be on page 26, 1-12. So page 26, which is 1-12. Okay, summarizing and comparing distributions. So ultimately, the entire point of the statistics is explained to summarize the data and draw conclusions. Statistics are usually calculated for their own sake, and they're calculated for statistical evidence. So data should measure before things. You have a measure of center. Okay, so measure of center. So this is about a third of the way down on page 26. Are the mean and median. Okay, and it depends on what, if you have outliers, whether you use the mean or median. If you have outliers, use the median. If you don't, use the mean. So measures of spread have to do with standard deviation and the IQR. And again, it depends upon the shape. If you don't have outliers, you can use standard deviation. If you do have outliers, you're going to use the IQR. Outliers are important to note because they determine statistics, calculate the use of statistical evidence. So then we have this data displayed halfway down on the bottom of page 26. So it looks like we have a score of 67. We have 4 scores of 68, so on and so forth. So a good summary might be the temperature have a medium of about 72. So if you plugged all that data in a range of 81 minus 67, which is 14, it's skewed to the right with no outliers present. So again, you could plug all of that into Desmos. So you could go 67, 68, 68, 68, 68, 69, 69, 71, 71, 71, so on and so forth, and find all that. You can also kind of look at the picture to see that it is skewed right because you have a tail off to the right if you try to draw a curve over it. Is there evidence to display the temperature will be less than 90 degrees? Yeah, all the temperature is below 90, so there is evidence that those take place. Is there evidence that the temperature we record will likely be in the 70s? Yeah, we have more than half the data in the 70s, and we don't know really how strong that evidence would be. So we'll take a look at that. Okay, so comparing two distributions. So remember, you can have that stem and leaf go 2 ways. So they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the middle. And then down at 62, 63, 69. But on the opposite end, we have 49 over here. We have 51, 56, 58, 60, 60, 63, 68, etc. Comparison looks like that Wednesday has a higher median and a lower IQR. So if we take a look at that, and then is there evidence that the data that Wednesday is outperforming Monday class? How do you judge? The evidence in the data that Wednesday section is more consistent overall than the Monday, but how do we judge? Theory, students who register for the Wednesday course will generally learn more and perform better than students on a Monday course. Data are frequently creating theories, often finding evidence for theories that are true. This is going to continue to be investigated throughout our class. Okay, so we are going to take a look at, why don't you guys work on page 121 and 122 for next time. Okay, we are set. So this will be for Thursday. Friday we will have a review. Monday we will have a review. And then Tuesday we have our chapter test. Chapter 1 test. Again, you can use decimals, you can use your notes, and all those kinds of things. So that's all we have. Have a great day.